It's Pussy YGG here, and I'm here to talk to you guys about the Madden 18 info that, has been released to the community. And in this little thread, it talks about the gameplay tuning or, a little information about the gameplay that we should expect. And I will be starting from top to bottom, and then I will address the story mode at the end of the video. So let's get into this. Now, the first thing this thread talks about is target passing. And it basically says that, you don't have to really worry about too much throwing to your open receiver. You can get it to a specific spot, to a receiver, and all that type of stuff, blase. In other words, you have full control to, be a great precision passer. Now, this hasn't been the first time EA has brought this up about passing.
I was working a simple two-man high-low against the weak side linebacker right here. As soon as I saw the weak side linebacker settle his feet and take my crossing route, I knew I was going to throw it to Clayton over the middle.
Amazing work. I mean, our logic's incredibly realistic, and the fact that you were able to go through your progressions and still find that open receiver was amazing. As I was playing, though,
And then there was...
Quarterback. New body relative throws give you the chance to lead your tall receivers high above a defender's reach. Or throw low on a curl route to wall off the defender, protecting both the ball and your receiver. As an example, if Russell Wilson...
And after that, in Madden 17, if you go to your, game trainer, you start to realize that there's something called total control passing. And within that total control passing, you have the total control of passing the ball to either, getting the ball at its highest point to the left or its lowest point to the right. Basically, you have total control of passing the ball. So to hear this be inserted in the game, I don't know if this is a new term they're trying to use due to the Frostbite engine being inserted, but I would like to see how this turns out. It sounds a little bit like the same thing they've said before, but I would like to see it more. Now, the next thing that we will be approaching is the play styles. Now, in the play styles, it kind of confuses me. The reason why this kind of confuses me is because it says arcade, simulation, and competitive. Now, I think in the previous Maddens, you remember when you could adjust the game to user skills and stuff like that. You can either go pro, all Madden, or you can do user skills and all that, address it to how you want it to be. Not saying you still can't do that now, but this kind of makes me start to think, if these playstyles are just not being inserted into Madden 18, then what have we been playing on Madden 17? So this starts to make me kind of believe that if your player has a high overall over a low overall player, then the gameplay starts to become arcade-like because they start to let them get away with a lot more stuff. But if the players have somewhat even overall, then it becomes simulation. But I guess it's somewhat confusing. And if you just happen to meet somebody who has the same overall player and both of you guys know the right plays to call, does that make the play style of Madden 17 competitive? Now that's where it starts to become a little bit confusing, and it makes me question more of what style of game have we been playing on Madden 17 for certain stuff to take place. Now, they also bring up coverage assignments. Now, as far as the coverage assignments being the next thing on the list, I'm not going to say they're talking too much about the coverage, because this year we were, we were presented with new coverages. We were presented with new coverage schemes. So with that being said, I'm not going to bring up that clip and talk about, coverage assignments. Well, I'm going to assume, once again, this is me assuming, and I know what assumes mean. But I think that Madden, with the new Frostbite engine and due to the request of the community, I think when they say coverage assignment, I think that means they are pointing towards the defensive matchups. I think they're going to actually allow you to put your best cornerback on, the best wide receiver, or be able to move your players. I'm going to hope that's what they mean, because if they're just talking about regular coverage assignments, then there's plenty of trailers I can pull up of Madden discussing this coverage assignment, players being here, and that's just for Madden 17 alone. But I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to hope that they're talking about the defensive matchups of it. And then the next thing on the list is coach adjustments. Now, the coach adjustments, they're basically talking about how the coaching, like once you keep doing a certain type of play, the coaches will be able to adjust to this in the game. Now, I want to see how this turns out, because in this year, we didn't really have coach adjustments. We just had a coach game plan. So hearing about the coach's adjustment, or the coach adjustment, being inserted into Madden 18, I would like to see how this turn out with the new Frostbite engine. I would like to see, where they go from here. And lastly, let's talk about the story mode. Now, in the story mode that's supposed to be coming to Madden, the reason why I pull up FIFA clips is because that was a sports game with the Frostbite engine that had a career mode, so that's the only comparison right now that I can personally give. I'm pretty sure you guys may have many different ones, but for sports titles, this is mine. Now, with that being said, I want to know, in this year's Madden, will you be able to make decisions that will affect players' emotions, or different outcomes like you had the option to do in FIFA? So I want to know, would that be inserted in Madden, and how would it be inserted in Madden? And I also want to know, how would the game situations and cutscene situations turn out? Because we've seen the previous intros to the last 3 Maddens, and we've seen how, I guess they were prepping for this moment by just doing many intro scenes. But now they have the opportunity to actually build onto the story mode, and I want to know what type of game and situations they're going to bring out. Are they going to bring off the field issues to your character? Do they plan on making your character interact with players he don't like, his rivals of, different teams? And also, I really want to ask this question. Will your player have a designated position, or will you be allowed to pick the position of your player? Now, this is an EA game. This is the first year they're trying to with the Frostbite engine, even though they did it with FIFA and bringing it to Madden. I don't think they're going to try to make too big of a jump. So with that being said, it's only right if I ask that question. Is your player going to be specifically a quarterback, a wide receiver? Because if you look at the guy in the trailer, he's a slender guy. He's not meant to, he don't seem built for a defensive tackle, a defensive end, a middle linebacker. It looks more like a cornerback build, a safety build, a quarterback, a wide receiver. He doesn't seem like too much of a huge athlete type build. Or are they going to do it from the Blitz the League perspective? How Blitz the League did it, even though you had a predetermined character, the character was, I forgot his name. I forgot the player's name.
What? That's his new nickname, Franchise. Think of the marketing possibilities.
Franchise. I dig that.
But even though you had this character, his face was a certain way, you still were allowed to switch that player's position, allow him to play both sides of the ball, even though I don't think that's going to happen in Madden. But you were allowed to play a defensive tackle, a defensive end, a middle linebacker, whatever. So do you think it's going to be kind of like Blitz the League 2, where even though you have this character, you can still pick in between whatever position you want to play? Or do you think they're going to have you playing a specific position? Excuse me, I got tongue-tied right there. But go to the comments. Let me know. Hit the like button. Also, if you want to know when I'm dropping another video, hit the notification button, by the subscribe button, and go into the comments. Let me know what you guys think so I can interact with you guys. In the meantime, it's PooCYGG, and I'm out.